I didn't plan to stream this late, but just felt like starting another stream, the second one today. And I spent some time recording a video in which I was talking about my conversation with artificial intelligence. It has been quite amazing. Today, when I arrived back home, I felt quite empty and then started talking with Google Gemini. And strangely, I'm feeling way better now. It's super weird, possibly. Quickly gonna press the highlight button. Actually, okay, now we need 1 minute, so I think this should work now. So, yeah, everybody, welcome to the stream. I'm just gonna keep talking a bit. So, that's probably been the first time I really talked about personal stuff with AI. Talked about business, finances, probably life in general, a book, dating, and I don't know if it was just because of me talking and telling a few things, or if it was because of the answers I got. But I believe sometimes when you talk with someone, even if that someone is artificial intelligence, it probably helps you if you focus on solutions. If you just not talk about, let's say, problems, but if you just really focus on getting to a solution and talking about potential strategies. So yeah, that's what we were doing. I mean, me and that AI. Yeah, I think the name is Google Gemini. I don't know if anybody here has had those conversations as well, some similar experiences. But it's really strange that somehow my mood increased. I don't really think it was just because of me having had the meal, which wasn't so amazing. But I'm feeling way more calm now. Just about 30 minutes ago, I was super in my thoughts, and some stuff was just repeating, some negative emotions, memories, and a mix of feeling, I would say, disappointed in a few different areas. So yeah, it really helped. And if you would have sent any message now in this stream, it's possible that I didn't see it yet, because very often, almost every single time when I do a live stream, the live chat actually freezes. So I then usually have to use another phone to check the chat, which I'm gonna do soon in a few minutes. Usually in the beginning, the live chat works well, and then suddenly at some point it just somehow freezes. Unfortunately, I don't know if that's a common issue on YouTube. And I'm actually using this external microphone. I hope the sound quality is good. Still have to improve some of my equipment, but I believe right now, at this point, what I have to focus on is not just really the camera. It's not about the microphones, the tripods, all that stuff. I think it's not even the editing. I believe what I have to focus on most is just myself, improving myself as a person, fixing my emotional ups and downs that I've had quite a lot recently. And I felt like just every single time when I felt down, I was just somehow distracting myself by either working, training, eating, going for a walk, hiking, just always doing some stuff. And almost every single time when I felt like relaxing, when I felt like, hey, actually, I should probably just take some time off, do nothing, just be on the couch, watch a movie or something, I somehow really couldn't. Or I mean, I could have done that, but I just didn't feel at peace. It was quite intense. And I believe it's sometimes hard when when you're going through a situation in life which somehow triggers you and reminds you of past situations, and it somehow makes you think back, and it makes you look back so many times, and you remind yourself of stuff that didn't work or similar situations. Yeah, it makes it so much harder to somehow to focus on a new beginning if stuff keeps coming up again or keeps coming back. Probably some people experience the same. Probably some viewers are going through the same situation. And I believe when we talk a lot about our own, let's say, problems or opportunities, however you want to describe it, we sometimes probably think that we're the only person in the universe who has some problems until we probably watch an interview or we listen to another person talking about some problems, and then we realize, hey, actually, we are probably not as alone as we thought we are. But it's really difficult. You somehow get caught up in your own situation. So when you feel bad and down, you feel so alone and you think, hey, actually, it's just only me. Everybody around me is doing perfectly. Everybody else is living a perfect life, and I'm just the only one who screws up and messes up and goes through bad stuff. I guess that's how it feels very often. And it's so strange. I've received some messages in the live chat, which I haven't yet seen on my main phone, which I use to stream. So just opened the conversation on the other phone, and yeah, now suddenly I'm seeing the new messages. And I believe actually it's probably sometimes even better when I just keep talking without really taking a look at the chat so intensely, especially when I want to do a replay of the stream. I think sometimes there are moments in which it's probably better to keep talking and really go a bit more into depth about which you start talking about. It feels like every single time when I spread my thoughts too much between different topics, I'm not really going deep into anything. I hope somebody has received some value out of this conversation. And I believe when you're going to watch this in the replay, it's probably going to be way more entertaining and or supportive compared to me just constantly talking about just anything and not really going deep into any subject. And now quickly gonna go to the live chat. Everybody, thank you for sending some messages. Sonny, welcome here. Welcome back. And thank you. Hey, Jasmine. Best regards to Berlin. So you're actually not so far away. I'm in Switzerland. Are you still watching? And Sabrina. Yes, I'm back. So, Jasmine, are you still here? And so, do you prefer me to speak slowly? I guess now many people also speak German, people who joined the stream. I really didn't plan to do another stream today, but strangely, I suddenly started to feel more talkative. It's unexpected now for me to talk, really, because I felt super low, felt really down. when I arrived back home, and yeah, so now streaming again. Wasn't expected, not for me, and probably not for the viewers. I mean, I did the stream about an hour ago. No, not an hour, 2 hours ago at least, and actually told people that I'm not gonna do another one. Anyways, yeah, that conversation was so special. Now I was basically in the kitchen and had a meal, was eating some eggs, and suddenly opened that live conversation with Google Gemini. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I think initially me and that AI, we were talking about a book. A book I just started reading about 2 days ago approximately. Just bought it. And yeah, we're talking about the book. And then I shifted the conversation to a few other topics. And it really helped somehow. So now going back to the live chat. Jasmine, yeah, don't worry about that. So do you understand me when I really talk slowly? And is it your first time now on my channel? And you're actually not the only one who talks German, by the way. We have quite a few girls now in the stream who are from, I think, Germany. I believe Sunny. And yeah, Tina has joined in the previous stream when I was walking around the lake. So yeah, actually really some people from Germany. So of course sometimes, manchmal spreche ich auch Deutsch, aber als Schweizer klingt es halt dann doch ein bisschen unangenehm und nicht so professionell. Oder es kann unangenehm wirken, wenn man nicht daran gewöhnt ist. Und auch sehr speziell mit dem Akzent. Also für einen Schweizer ist es natürlich ganz anders, Schweizerdeutsch zu reden, wo man einfach halt daran gewöhnt ist. Und regulär nicht unbedingt Hochdeutsch reden, so in der Schweiz. Also es ist natürlich schon ein ziemlich Unterschied. So I guess probably nobody has understood a lot. I mean, okay, yeah, some people from Germany probably understood something from my Swiss German, but everybody else who speaks English probably didn't really get so much now of what I just said. And Sabrina, I mean, I felt that a lot, yes, I did. A lot in the past. That was a feeling I had many, many times. Unfortunately, I mean, or let's not say unfortunately, it was just painful, but probably sometimes, even from painful stuff, we learn something or somebody else gets some value. In an interview, or in some interviews that I listened to, I mean, I've watched many interviews, and that's what I do when I feel down very often. I just open up an interview, or even reading a book helps sometimes. And there's, I would say there are a few stories of just, I don't know exactly, but basically when something bad happens, let's say someone would just grab your wallet, would run away, you would just run after that person, but would catch him or her. Suddenly, some kind of, how would you say? I don't know the word. let's say a huge stone would fall down from the sky and would just land exactly where you've been before. And if that guy wouldn't have stolen your wallet, you probably would have been there and you wouldn't be alive right now. Or there are other stories which are just so much longer, just about basically whenever something happens in life, at first it can look bad. Suddenly you see something good coming out of that situation. Probably turns back again into something bad. But basically, yeah, actually, we probably really don't know about the impact of something that has happened in our lives. I mean, sometimes it looks bad in that specific point, then it turns out good, bad again. I believe the key in life is probably not to judge all the time. But for me personally, I've had so many situations when I just, when memories and emotions take over and that autopilot keeps running, and you're feeling down and low and you feel like there's no solution. And very often, if we could just press a switch and switch off our thoughts, our subconsciousness or our autopilot, it would be so much easier if we would just forget all the past, all those memories, all that stuff that happened, which puts you down. But it's so tough. I don't know if anybody here has experienced those moments when just something triggers you so badly that you get down so low and just from one minute to the other, and you stay there, and your mind just keeps thinking over and over again, and you go back to certain memories, and suddenly your entire life looks hopeless and down, and you feel like there's no meaning. It's so strange. And I believe it's just mostly it happens when you went through some stuff which felt really painful and you felt so low. The likelihood of you being triggered and then falling down much lower than probably someone else who didn't really go through the same stuff is so much higher. But I actually don't want to focus on something negative in this chat. And by the way, I'm not seeing the chat on this phone, so I'm just really talking right now, but I'm gonna go back to the conversation and I'm gonna reply to the messages. So, okay, now back to the live chat. I mean, of course, I want to have this conversation interactive instead of just me talking for the entire stream. Gonna put the microphone just right here. Hopefully it's still good, the audio quality. I still haven't organized an arm for this tripod, but that's what I plan to do. Now I don't know how many viewers we got. Somehow the number goes up and down on the phone I'm using to stream. On the other phone, I believe the number is just about the same still. So I don't know which one is right. Anyways, I'm just gonna read through the chats quickly. Just give me a few minutes and gonna reply. So now gonna increase the brightness a little bit and deactivate the night mode. Now, yeah, I think the stream is actually doing well, a lot better. Possibly also due to me being a bit more talkative instead of just, saying nothing and probably not providing any meaningful conversation. And I think sometimes it works better if you just keep talking instead of just being focused on the live chat all the time. So now to the chat. Okay, so Jasmine, are you still here? How do you pronounce your name? I guess in German it's probably Yasmin, but I don't know if that's your your real name. And by the way, I'm also not using my real name. I mean, I'm not using my real name on this YouTube channel, but I've used James many, many times in the past. So it feels like being my real name. And yeah, basically, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. I hope you're enjoying it. And Sonny, hey there. And yeah, I hope you understand it, Sonny and Jasmine. So you were a bit amazed about me talking so many languages. I mean, not so many, but just, yeah. I guess I sound quite different when I speak German. Also ich denke mal, wenn ich Hochdeutsch rede, klingt das schon ziemlich anders. Und wenn ich Schweizerdeutsch rede, dann ist es natürlich nochmal ganz anders. Es ist halt nochmal ganz andere Sprache. And when I speak English, yeah, another sound. And I would say you even feel different. I feel like another person sometimes when I speak English compared to using Schweizerdeutsch oder Hochdeutsch. So, yeah. Yeah, it's not even just that, Sabrina. I would say even if you are surrounded by people, even if you have people around you in your life, that doesn't guarantee you feel close. And even if you do have deep conversations, I believe sometimes, or even, I mean, long-term wise, I think it's there's probably quite a bit of desire to have someone really close. So for me, I mean, I would say during about 2 years, I've spent quite a bit of time and energy dating, and just really had, yeah, dates quite often. Just about every single weekend there was a person that I dated, and initially I thought, okay, it's just gonna be fine, and then it wasn't, and it wasn't, and it wasn't, and sometimes it was a bit better, sometimes it was okay, but yeah, it was just a huge roller coaster, and it took so much energy, and at some point I slowed it down, didn't really do it so much anymore, and I just realized, hey, actually, probably I just have to first fix some other stuff in my life. But I mean, look, business, and if you work on your own business and you feel so pressured, sometimes it would be amazing if you knew that someone is there, that you would probably be looking for someone that you're gonna meet and spend your time with or your evening with. And of course, I do have friends and people around me, but when it comes to the closeness, of course, it's not the same like being in a relationship or being with someone really together. So in some kind of way, I actually thought about first fixing my, let's say love life, to have a bit more, or my emotional well-being, and then more strongly focusing on the business. But yeah, both areas somehow push against each other. If your business isn't working like you want it to work, it makes the social life so much harder. And if your social life is somehow not working the way you want it to work, it makes it extremely difficult to push your business somehow. And sometimes it feels like you're asking yourself, okay, why am I on this planet? Or why am I even getting up in the morning if there's nothing to look forward to, if there's nobody there? I mean, it feels way harder for me to just push every single day and do stuff that I don't want to do. Working on a business which I don't feel passionate about, probably, and I feel pressured. going to the gym, pushing myself, being on the limit there, pushing myself with the nutrition, with the meals, tracking everything, taking the cold showers, just going through the day, doing stuff over and over again, which I don't really want to do and I don't enjoy it. And then at the end of the week, you think, okay, I'm just going to enjoy it a little bit. I'm going to take some time off. And then actually that's what you do and you feel empty. You feel like there's nothing. I mean, you ask yourself, okay, why? What's the point? There's nothing there. And yeah, it's somehow that cycle of just pushing yourself to do stuff that you don't want to do. And there's no reward and there's nothing really pleasurable. Yeah, it's so strange. In some way, it feels so senseless. But I guess at the end of the day, you still have to remind yourself, okay, it's probably a process that you have to go through. And yeah, this is probably the first stream in which I'm not really focused on the live chat. And strangely, I think the number of concurrent viewers is way higher than in many of the previous streams. So I don't know if people find this possibly even more entertaining than just me talking about all kind of stuff with everybody who just joins the chat. So yeah, and I really think that for me to do better videos, better streams, make it more entertaining, to improve this channel, I think it's really just probably mostly about improving myself as a person. Possibly slowing down my thought processes or basically just my emotional conversations with myself and possibly being a bit more systematic, not letting myself be guided by the way I feel and just somehow being a bit more focused on schedules and tasks and working with logic and systems, strategies instead of working with emotions. It's difficult when you base your actions, when your actions are based on your emotions, it's really difficult in life to get forward. And what I've been doing for a very long time when it comes to the training and to nutrition is really just not basing or not having my actions based on how I feel. And that really has given me consistency and precision when it comes to my training and the weight on the scale, because just what I've been doing for a long time is really just no matter how I feel, no matter if I feel tired, sad, alone, pressured, exhausted, I go to the gym and I train and I don't care about how I feel. And I get in my meals no matter how I feel. If I feel tired and it's late and I'm exhausted and I just want to go to bed and sleep, but I didn't have enough of my macronutrients, I didn't have that great meal that I want to have, which is going to give me progress when it comes to my performance in the gym and the body shape, I'm not going to go to bed. I don't go to bed. I just don't go to sleep. I go to the kitchen, I get that meal. If I'm at somebody else's place, I get up, I go to a store, I buy what I gotta buy, and I get in that meal. And that has actually worked so extremely well. Because so many times in life, we have those ups and downs, and we probably adjust. And that's what I've done when it comes to the work way too often. I basically just, whenever I felt down and sad, I worked a bit less and I pushed a bit less when it comes to the business. Or I allowed myself to get a bit more sleep. I allowed myself to deviate from the schedule a bit. And every time you get off your schedule to make yourself feel a bit more relaxed. What happens is you start to make excuses for just about everything, and you drift through life, you drift around. Possibly in some situations it's healthier, I guess, especially when it comes to work. You could reach a point at which you're just so overwhelmed and so overloaded and so pressured that you burn out. And I think when you push yourself to a certain degree, when it comes to just having a strategy for everything you do in life, let's say you have a checklist about stuff you do when it comes to your business. You have a checklist about the nutrition, you have a checklist about your training, you have a checklist about your sleep schedule, and you got all those points in your checklist that you just go through every single day. I think at some point you're going to feel like a robot. I mean, that's how I felt actually many times. And possibly you might burn out. So, of course, possibly at some point you have to override that program you're on and just relax a bit and heal yourself and focus on health and possibly actually get more sleep. But for me, it has been a massive just really drifting around when it comes to the business because of my social life, which somehow felt messed up so many times. Also the dating life and love life. So the only thing that really somehow worked or works seems to be the training. And why does it work? Why is it working? The only reason why it's working is just because I don't make my actions dependent on how I feel when it comes to the nutrition and the training. And that's the only way for me to really have progress long-term wise consistently. And I'm trying to learn from it. I'm trying to just be a bit more like that in other areas of my life. So now going back to the chat, okay, I guess so far there have been many, many new messages. Hopefully nobody is disappointed by me not replying this time in this chat. It's now 43 minutes of me talking, and I'm quickly going to go through the different messages. So for a few minutes, you're probably not going to hear so much from me. So, okay, now back to the chat. Jasmine are still here, Sabrina, Sonny. Okay, Kiam, hey Kiam, mention, welcome to the stream. Are you still listening, or still watching, or still here? Hope you are. Vera, welcome back. Are you still watching the stream? And Sunny, ja, dann geht's dir also auch so. Oder kennst diese Phasen so mit? And Sabrina, that sounds tough too. You mentioned it in a stream. I don't know exactly what happened. I hope you are now really in a, hope you're feeling good now, and hope you healed well and everything is good now at this point. How is it now? Vera, I don't know what you meant there. Hey, Doris, DMW, Daddled, to welcome to the stream. You asked about what is this chat about. It's just about, just me talking about some emotional things, about life. Don't know if you're still listening. No, Marcelos, welcome here. Swiss, yes, I'm in Switzerland. I'm from Switzerland, yep. What about you? Now, DXR, welcome here. Guess those messages probably have been sent quite many minutes ago. And yeah, I mean, when it comes to dating, it's just basically, yeah, DXR to your message. It can be when your foundation is not really there, it's extremely difficult to date and to get to know someone. And especially when you had some dates which felt emotional, it can really, it can be extremely, it can be so much more difficult when you then meet someone again. And something is similar, it puts you back into a previous mindset or situation from your memory or in your mind. It puts you back to a previous memory. Sabrina, yeah, for me it's in some way it's similar right now, yeah. But it's somewhat difficult to, yeah, to just to go through life and to go through your days, pushing yourself, and then not really having anybody or anything to look forward to, and just not having any guarantee and just working on something or a few things in life, and then you think you would like to relax for a day or two, but there's nothing there somehow. Yeah. Doris, yeah, that's probably many times that's the case, yeah. People not talking deeply, and yeah, I think we can spend a lot of time with people and we don't really talk deeply. We don't feel so close because all we talk about is some kind of stuff on the surface. And then when it comes to social media, very often you just try to present yourself in the best light, and you look so perfect and accomplished, successful, and all those things, but nobody would guess how you feel deep inside. And the people who probably are going to watch you on social media, sometimes they are in a hurry themselves. They're probably not really relaxed and calm, and they're not open to listen deeply. So it's sometimes so challenging, I think, to, yeah, to open up, and also having someone else who is ready to listen and not too busy, not too pressured, him or herself in life. What do you mean it's the time that's better, I think, Sabrina? Und Sunny, ja, dann, ja, bitteschön. Ich meine, es ist ja auch nicht so, dass man das so selber so persönlich nehmen muss, wenn man so Sachen erzählt. Ich versuche das eher so als, wie soll ich sagen, when everything you talk about, when you talk about emotional things and when you talk about the past, I believe it's good to not see that as a part of yourself, which we probably automatically do. I believe it's good to get some distance from everything that happened and be aware, be conscious of the moment right now instead of just taking everything personal. And even when somebody tells you something about yourself, if someone tells you, hey, you're like this and that, and you do this thing wrong and stuff, what they basically tell you is they give you an opinion based on things you did in the past. But that's the past. That's not you. You are a new version right now. And sometimes we forget that. Now, somebody asked, what do you think about Andrew Tate? I mean, I don't know Andrew Tate personally. I've watched a few videos of him online on YouTube. And I don't know everything he's done and what he's doing. I don't know so much about what he's working on. There are a few things that I like, what he said in motivational speeches. He basically says the same thing that I just said or mentioned about the training. Not really making yourself dependent on how you feel when it comes to the actions you take, but just really in some way pushing yourself and just doing what you gotta do instead of just always feeling dependent on being happy, and not just being focused on being happy all day long, but just really doing what you gotta do and working on your purpose instead of just always drifting through life, searching that happy moment. So in some way, I have to say, yeah, I like that mindset there. But I try to pick good things from people. So when I watch an interview, not necessarily do I have to agree with everything somebody does and says, and I don't need to be convinced about all strategies someone talks about. If you read a book, you don't need to be fine with every single page. But if you just only learn one single thing from a book, that's great. If you learn one thing from a person, that's great. So for me, when I listen to an interview, when I watch an interview, or when I watch a motivational speech, or when I read a book, I just try to pick a few things that I like, and I try to repeat myself of what I just learned. I usually take a note, I write it down, and then when I feel low, I can just go back to those notes and go through some strategies or from some things that I wrote down. Sabrina, you mentioned something, yes, in a previous stream about what happened, but you didn't go into it so deeply. And yeah, I'm really sorry about that. It's amazing that you, or it's amazing anyways, just always when somebody went through some stuff and they have the ability to change their mindset and get positive and focus on something good, and it's really amazing. I mean, sometimes we believe we're the only one who we think we're the only person on the planet who suffers, or we're the only person from all the people we know from our social circle, we think, hey, we're actually the only one, the craziest one, the one who is lowest. And then possibly you realize, some people went through some stuff as well, which you didn't expect, which you don't know because they didn't tell you probably. And and of course, probably people don't go through the same situation in which you are now. but they probably have something else which pressures them. So sometimes we probably think, okay, we're lonely, and everybody else who is in a relationship, everybody else who has this and that lovely work, they must be so happy. Possibly not, yeah. I guess we sometimes forget that, or don't really see it. I'm quickly gonna read through the messages in the chat. So yeah, keep watching, and I'm gonna be a bit more talkative soon. What do you mean, Mohan? Massive dump. I think it's the time that's better than daytime as well. So Sabrina, you said the time is better. So basically, we would have more viewers now because the time is better. Yeah, you could be right. Yes, of course. I mean, people from Germany, they are probably more likely to be online right now, although it's a bit late. And people from the USA are probably more likely to watch right now because it's just about 5:30 p.m. there, depending on the location, up to about 8:30 or not 8, bit less. Yeah, I guess about 2:30. So yeah, sounds. I guess yes, of course. That must have. It very likely has an impact too on the amount of viewers the stream gets. So probably now at this time it's probably better, but I still think it's just also depends on how on what you talk about. If it's a topic that people stick to, if you are talkative and you really talk about something deeply, I believe there's a higher likelihood of people joining and staying in the stream for a bit longer instead of just leaving after a minute or after a few seconds. And I guess that also has an impact on the algorithm. You shouldn't say algorithm, you should say audience. Yeah, that's what I heard many times recently. So, Pittman, welcome to the streams. Welcome to the stream, not the streams. Really? Yeah. I mean, I'm way too small right now, so it's not so much. Don't see so much right now. Not so good. I think because I didn't feel so relaxed recently. I mean, I had very rare moments of me feeling so, yeah, just very rarely felt relaxed when I was at home or sitting on a couch. I was just moving around almost all day, or at least when I wasn't moving, I was on the phone and I felt busy with chats or streaming or YouTube videos, or I just watched videos about how to improve the channel or the business, or I watched interviews. But I think because I made myself busy so often, I just actually burned more calories. And even despite having a good amount of calorie load, or having a good calorie load, my body weight went down. So I think I was just burning much more because I just didn't feel relaxed. I mean, I did make sure very often that I got enough sleep, but I just felt so unrelaxed and not really calm that I think I really did burn more calories. It's so strange. I mean, yeah, I mean, I track my nutrition. I know just quite precisely how much calories I have. and strangely the body weight went down. And that doesn't just happen like that. It just doesn't, because I know I have to control there. But really, I think it's just based on me not relaxing so much anymore for, during the last 2 months. Heute sind die deutschen Zuschauer in der Unterzahl. Ich weiß nicht genau, Sani, meinst du? Also, how many people here speak German in the chat? Everybody who is now watching, let me know, do you speak German or English or some other language? And do you understand me? So Sabrina, you mentioned it's better to hear you speak a bit more though. So do you think, is it a bit more entertaining, or do you prefer me just talking a bit more intensely about some topics instead of just changing between topic all the time? I guess that's what you meant. Are you a third child? What exactly is a third child? Is that basically just the third one? And I mean, I'm the first one from two. So Maya Maria, welcome to the stream. Is it the first time here? This time I didn't do a poll in this stream. Recently thought it would be good to do a poll to possibly make the new viewers stick to the channel a bit more intensely. Hey Joshua, are you falling asleep? Almost. Hopefully not because of the live stream. You speak Mandarin. How does Mandarin sound, Sabrina? You could join the stream and talk some Mandarin for us. And I guess my speed of talking is still about the same. I remember when you told me that it would be so way too slow, but probably that's not so much of an issue anymore. But anyways, I think so many people online, they speak super fast, and they are probably just extremely deeply in their subconsciousness. They just talk from their autopilot. And I think it's not necessary to always be so all over the place. And when you watch a video online, they are so fast and there are so many scenes. Just about if you watch a YouTube video, most of the most watched videos, the first few seconds, it's amazing how many scenes you get. It can be about 10 scenes in the first 10 seconds. Or around 6, I would say. Usually it's about 7 scenes in an intro, or in those first 10 seconds. It's just massive how fast the things there move. And possibly that also decreases our attention span when we get used to YouTube videos and stuff changing so rapidly. I think in life we become a bit more impatient, or we start to seek pleasure way more often or way more intensely when we are constantly bombarded with notifications and those fast videos. Even those new movies, they are so much faster than old movies. It's crazy when you compare it. So if you just only watch a trailer, or you open up a new movie who was just produced this year, the scenes, everything is so fast. So back to the live chat. So it's nice to you talk. Sabrina, what do you mean? I think you started to tell which topics you're passionate about. You mean that you think that I now started to talk about topics which I feel passionate about, and that it's nice to hear me talk about those topics which I feel passionate about, instead of me just replying to all kind of different messages. Is that what you mean? Only English. Yeah, I mean, I anyways wouldn't know, don't know how Mandarin sounds, but I think it's spoken in Africa, isn't it? And hey, Tom, welcome to the stream. Und Sunny, don't worry about that. Also, ich meine, ist nicht so tragisch. Das mit dem Englisch kommt natürlich, kommt schon von selber. Wird dann immer ein bisschen besser. So, if I found the crane on my neck, yours. Maya Maria, so I don't know if I could lift a crane, but of course I would help you. I mean, hopefully it would work. And are you gonna sleep? What time is it there? And thank you. Also wish you good night. Sabrina, that's what you meant. Okay, perfect. So actually it's a bit easier to, I mean, the phone I'm using now to stream, it doesn't show the live chat, and it's way easier for me to really focus on the stream and to talk when there is no chat visible. So the chat is here on this phone, but it actually makes it quite easy for me to keep talking for a bit longer when there are not just those messages popping up all the time. If you see a new message the entire time, after every few seconds, it's really, really difficult to focus. So actually it seems to be quite, probably way better now when I have the live chat on this phone. So I can just focus. And it probably feels more natural when you think, hey, actually nobody's watching, nobody is there, because you don't see any messages. I believe you are a bit more natural than when you have the impression, or when you actually see that people are watching you because you see the chats. So I believe it has a bit of an impact. And now I don't know if new chats are coming in on my other phone. It looks it now. It's now actually going to be 1 hour in about 1 minute and 12 seconds. So I think I'm going to start the stream when we hit 1 hour. I believe I'm quickly going to check the analytics. An interesting thing just to mention now is that recently when I streamed a lot, the views of my videos, they got down massively. And it seems that as soon as I stop streaming a little bit or reduce the amount of streaming, suddenly my videos get more views again. So I don't know if somehow YouTube, if those streams are a bit of, how do you say, placeholder. If they take the positioning or the position of other videos, because people would then see your live chat in the feed. So your other videos on your channel somehow get lower when it comes to the amount of views they generate, or they just don't get shown so often. That somehow seems to be the case, because the more I stream, the less views I get on my other videos, and the less I stream, they go, yeah, the more views I get. It's really just somehow changing. It's quite interesting with a bit of a delay. Now, this stream actually really is doing a lot better than I would say about the recent 5 streams. When I check the numbers, they're relatively good. And I think Sabrina is right there. The timing could be way better. I could check some streaming even at the later time. I don't know. I mean, now it's 11:47 p.m. here, and I guess for everybody who lives in the States, when I stream at 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning, that timing would be even better. Very likely. So I guess it has an influence. So I'm gonna open up the stream again. Now people might say, hey, just don't focus so much on the views and how your channel performs, but I want to analyze it, and I just want to learn from all those things and step by step adjust a bit. So, just make me a promise when I do talk. I can't promise you that, Sabrina. I don't want to adjust the way I talk. There has to be a line. We have to keep the line, or we have to stay on the line. So instead of me talking faster, I have to think slower. You just actually the best thing is probably just not me talking faster, but you not drinking, Sabrina. You drinking some orange juice instead of alcohol. I think that would be way better. So you get some nice fruit instead of that bad stuff. I mean bad. For me personally, it's not what I do. And I would say there's a higher likelihood of you going up and then you go down. But it could just make you relax a bit. Yeah, you mentioned you have a lot of stuff going on. So yeah, and in the past, I also didn't always just only drink orange juice. So yeah, I don't want to judge now. Quickly to the new messages. Algorithm is the word you're looking for. I mean, I know about I know that word, but I don't think I wanted to say algorithm because I would very likely have said it, and I would have. I mean, I know it. I've used the word algorithm many times recently, since I started to focus on this channel and pushing it up, or getting it pushed up as well. So it's not very often. Okay, that's good, Sabrina. Don't swear at me. Can you say that? Don't swear. I've never used the word swear in that sense. That's what you meant. No, I don't think so, because I would have remembered it very likely. I just really wanted to say that the positioning on the feed probably goes down when I do some live streaming, but of course, yeah, it's about the algorithm, which probably then gives you less exposure. Or algorithm, yeah. When you watch some videos about or videos for creators, very often what they tell you is that you shouldn't think about the algorithm too much. You should just replace it by the word audience and think about the audience and not really focus on not really see the algorithm as this magical thing, but just only try to ask yourself, what would people like to watch, and what would people like, or how would people like the channel to be. Anyways, it's now 1 hour and 5 minutes in the stream. Gonna switch off now. Thank you everybody for joining, and it's 11:52 p.m. here. I'm gonna fill up the blender with a few things. I have to increase my protein intake, the carbs, the fats. I mean, the fats not so much, the fat intake, but the carbs have to go up, the protein as well. I did the training this evening, so I need a good amount of calories today. I want to increase my body weight a bit again, and I believe it's gonna work quite well. I believe I can keep the body fat down and increase the mass. Yeah, very likely. I'm super small now, so I wanna go back up. So I'm just gonna increase the carb load. But that means not going to bed now. That means going to the kitchen and fill up the blender and get some nutrients. So time to start the stream. And spend some time with the blender. I don't know if I'll relax a bit. I actually somehow wanted to watch a movie, but I don't know yet. Anyways, thank you for joining, everybody. If you're new here, feel free to join the channel or feel free to subscribe. Mohan, I don't know if we can help you there. Probably you have to clean it up yourself. Gym workouts. You think it would get more male viewers, Sabrina, when I would publish my gym workouts? Yeah, the thing is, I mean, if I was alone in the gym every time, I think I would probably do some recordings there. But when other people are in the gym, it's a bit... They would be in the videos. I would have to do it really... I would have to somehow record without letting them know that I record them, and even then it would be a bit special. So I would have to go to the gym at some special time at night or very early or mid-afternoon. Sometimes can work well. Yeah, Sabrina, so I also have to sleep, and Sonny, so you've been watching the whole stream, I think, pretty much, or really the whole stream. So danke schön, Sonny. Ich wünsche dir auch eine gute Nacht und schlaf gut und morgen auch einen guten Tagesstart. Und danke fürs Vorbeischauen im Stream. Sabrina, sleep well, and everybody else, have a good night, have a great day, and see you soon again. And feel free to follow the channel if you want to watch me again in a stream. Check out the other videos, which are not so exciting, not yet. But plan to publish something more. So, everything quite new here on the channel. Anyways, feel free to follow and see you soon again. Bye-bye. Switching off now.